This is the SunFounder 6D-BOX. It is a mini quadcopter based on MWC open source. With Arduino Pro Mini as the model board, its flight controller although at Mega 328P microprocessor. The Arduino IDE is used for compiling the program. This adopts the software Multiwii version 2.2 after our modification. This aircraft is the best choice for beginners to learn knowledge about aircraft and how to make your own aircraft. And it is easy to assemble. And here we would like to provide a video about how to assemble and fly the aircraft for your reference. And now let's open the box.
You can see that this is the user manual of the SunFounder 6D-BOX, the flight controller. It is core components of the aircraft. The self-tapping screws, LiPo battery, and the frame. These are the counterclockwise motors and the clockwise motors, which can effectively drive the propellers, the USB cable, the cross screwdriver and the propeller removal wrench, the M2x5 nylon screws, the propeller bumpers, and the M2x15 nylon stand-on, the heat shrink tubing, and the 6-pin connector cable, the remote control receiver, and the M2x8 nylon stand-on, the M2x20 nylon screws, and the PL2303. It is used for bonding the program to the flight controller. The 6D-BOX LED board, propellers, the 6D-BOX cover, and the remote control. And then take a motor and a pair of motor protective seats. Please be careful that the two motors with the black and the white wires should be assembled to the two motor protective seats respectively with different colors, so do the motors with red and black wires. Insert the motor and the wires into the bottom motor protective seat. Insert the other end of the motor into the propeller bumper. Pay attention to put the wire to the set with the slot at the seat rim in case of ingress in the later steps. And then cover the upper motor protective seat on the motor and fasten them. And do with other three motors in the same way. Please be careful that the two motors with the white and black wires should be assembled to the two motor protective seats respectively with different colors, so do the motors with black and white wires. Cut the heat shrink tubing into 4 pieces with 1.5 to 2 cm for each in length. Insert the valves of a motor into the heat-shrink tubing. And do with other valves in the same way. Next, we are going to install the motors onto the frame. Here you need to pay attention to the direction of the motor and the frame. Take a motor and insert an arm of the frame into the socket of the upper motor protective sleeve through the heat-shrink tubing. The motors with white and black valves rotate clockwise and those with black and white valves rotate counterclockwise. Install the motor with white and black valves and the right motor protective sleeves onto the number 1 arm. And install the motor with black and white valves and the right motor protective sleeves onto the number 2 arm. Pay attention that the middle part of the 2 right motor protective sleeves point to the direction of the head of the aircraft. Install the motor with black and white valves and the black motor protective sleeves onto the number 3 arm. And finally, install the motor with white and black valves and the black motor protective sleeve onto the number 4 arm. Next, install the self-tapping screws into the hole connecting the motor protective sleeves and the propeller bumpers, and fasten them with a screwdriver. Do with other 3 motors in the same way. Next, insert a 2x20 nylon screw into a hole of the 6D-BOX LED board. And screw the M2x8 nylon stand-off into the nylon screw. Tighten up the board and the nylon screw with a screwdriver. Do with other nylon screws in the same way. Install a 6D-BOX cover onto the LED board. Next, insert the 4 nylon screws into the 4 holes of the frame. And then insert the flight controller onto the frame. Pay attention that the triangle arrow on the flight controller points to the direction of the middle part of the two right motor protective seats. And then screw the 4 M2x15 nylon standoffs into the 4 M2x20 nylon screws. And plug the valves of a motor into a socket of the flight controller closest to the motor. Do with other motor valves in the same way. Connect the flight controller to the LED board with the connecting line. And then install the receiver onto the flight controller. Place the upper 6D-BOX cover onto the frame. And fasten them with the M2x4 nylon screws and the screwdriver. Then insert the battery into the middle part of the 6D-BOX LED board and the bottom cover. Next, we are going to do the software debugging. First, connect the flight controller to the PL2303 with the connecting line. and then connect the PL2303 to your computer with the USB cable. For the details of installing the driver, please check our user manual. You also need to download the latest materials on the page of the Quadcopter in Learn Get Tutorials on our official website, and then unzip the downloaded package. Go to the file SunFounder 6D-BOX Quadcopter. Click Code and open the inner file. Click this type and start configuring the parameters. In the part of the type of the multicopter, activate this line, while the other lines should be commented out. Then configure the remote control. Choose the proper accuracy communication rate, and just select the default settings. For the flight controller, activate this line. In General Filters, activate this line. And finally, in the ESC part, activate this line. Click Tools, Port, and COM28. And then click Tools, Board, Arduino Pro or Pro Mini. And then click Tools, Processor, and add Mega 1328. And then click Upload and wait until it's done. Go to this file and open this file. And then go to Application Windows 32. Open this file and select your serial port. Click Read and Start. And then activate the low, mid, and high for the angle. And then click Right. And after that, click Close Prom. Next, we are going to match the remote control and the receiver. which are the remote control and the aircraft. The LEDs will light up 5 seconds later. The indicator light keeps brightening. It means the remote control and the receiver have been successfully matched. After matching the receiver and the remote control, connect the flight controller to a computer and open the GUI. Select your serial port and click Read and Start. And then push the throttle rocker arm up from the lowest to the highest. At the same time, check whether the value of the throttle increases on the GUI. And then push the throttle rocker arm up from the lowest to the highest. At the same time, check whether the value of the throttle increases on the GUI. If yes, it means the throttle channel works. But if the value decreases, it indicates that you need to convert the phase of the throttle. You can use a small screwdriver or tweezer to move the switch of the throttle from NOR to REV in the remote control. Similarly, check the phase of the pitch, roll, and yaw, and convert the phase if it is necessary. For the pitch, the value should increase when you push the rocker arm up. And for the roll and yaw, push the rocker arm from the left to the right, and the value should increase accordingly. And if any of the 4 channels goes wrong, just convert its phase. For more details, please check our user manual. Unplug the connecting line and the USB. Next, we are going to install the propellers onto the frame. Pay attention to the rotating direction and the position of the propellers. These are the right counterclockwise propeller and the clockwise propeller. Be careful that the right propellers should be installed towards the direction of the head of the aircraft. Install the right counterclockwise propeller onto the number 2 motor. And the right clockwise motor onto the number 1 motor. These are the black counterclockwise propeller and the clockwise propeller. Then install the black counterclockwise propeller onto the number 4 motor. And the black clockwise propeller onto the number 3 motor. Next, we are going to calibrate the gyroscope. Put the elevator and the throttle to the lowest and the rudder to the bottom left. The blue LED on the flight controller will blink and then stop, so the calibration is done. And then we are going to calibrate the accelerometer. Put the elevator to the lowest, the throttle to the highest, and the rudder to the upper left. The blue LED on the flight controller will blink and then stop. The calibration is done. Then we will disarm the quadcopter. Leave the elevator as neutral, put the throttle to the lowest, and then push the rudder to the bottom right. You can see the LED on the flight control board lights up and glows a steady blue. The aircraft is disarmed now. And then you can fly the SunFounder 6D-BOX. Next, we are going to arm the quadcopter. Please make sure that the aircraft is not flying. Keep the elevator as neutral. Put the throttle to the lowest and the rudder to the bottom left. And then the blue LED glows out. Then the aircraft is armed. And after you are skilled at flying the aircraft, you can try flying it without the motor protective seats. First, use the propeller removal wrench to disassemble the propellers. And then use a screwdriver to remove the screws. Remove the other motor protective seats in the same way. And then install the upper motor protective seats onto the motors. And finally, install the propellers onto the motors. After that, you can calibrate the gyroscope and the accelerometer and disarm and arm the quadcopter in the way mentioned before. And now you can fly the SunFounder 6D-BOX. And hope you enjoy your flying.